let's get the run sheet. I'm going to start using a run sheet so there's a bit more structure, a little bit less waffle. Things have got to change because Trinity, my foster daughter, her life has become so busy. She's a primary school teacher now, and she just doesn't have time to help me with this channel, to fact check me and to help me with the editing. I'm also a HPE teacher, and I'm so busy at the moment, working such long hours, that I can't sit there and edit long videos. And also, to be honest, I really don't like sitting down. So I don't want to be sitting for long periods editing videos. And that's why I'm starting this live stream. I've also just realized that I haven't turned on this Insta360 camera. Let me do that now. It's on this side. I knew I'd forget something. Are we recording? Yes. Now, an important theme through all of this is that I am human and I will make mistakes. But part of the live streaming process, part of why I'm live streaming, aside from the fact that it's super efficient and I don't have to edit too much, is that it is proof of human. It's proof that I am human, and I'll talk more about that later on. And part of that is this run sheet. I'm going to keep this run sheet because I have a really bad memory. I'm pretty good at monologuing and pretty good at ad-libbing, but I can't remember the structure of my videos. So I've talked about Trinity not being able to continue with this, and I've got written down here to remind you that that camera over there is turned around. Sorry, that phone there is turned around, so I'm not going to be able to see live chat. So I'm sorry that I won't respond to live chat because I'm all the way over here and you're all the way over there. So if you have any comments, questions, just want to engage in any way, just leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to those once I get home and have a chance to look at them. Got location and purpose is the next thing. So I'm obviously at dawn in front of the Daisy Hill Koala Centre Conservation Park. This is in Queensland, Australia. Just over in there, in that building there are some koalas. We have a lot of tourists come through here, but I'm not going to go on about that. That's a whole different thing. What I'm here to do today is to sort of kind of film an outro for Foster's Random Questions video that I started filming in New Zealand. So I'll just let you know, remind you, there's 3 main videos that I'm going for at the moment now that I'm trying to minimize my editing. Foster's Random Questions, where I think up questions while I'm out in the wild filming with like this, and I pose those questions. I then do research, I do a veracity check on that research, then I plug it into AI, I produce a video, and then after I've watched that video myself, once I'm happy with that, I'll come out like this and I'll film an outro about my reflections to do with that. So the one that I'm filming at the moment, or the one that I filmed, the one that I'm here to do an outro for, is one on the concept of barefoot shoes, whether barefoot shoes are actually as healthy for us as the advertising would lead us to believe. And I've got to state my bias here and state a little bit of potential conflict of interest, although I don't think it is. I was asked to make this video by a company down in Melbourne called bPrimal, and they did offer to pay me for it. I'm not going to take that payment. I'm doing this because I do honestly believe in the concept of barefoot shoes and that barefoot shoes are better for you than normal everyday shoes. So I'm doing this for free. I don't take payment and I won't take anything like, free shoes or anything like that. I think they offered me a gift voucher or something. I won't take that. Just, you can go around the back, you can pass on through if you don't mind appearing in a live stream. So, barefoot shoes. I've been wearing barefoot shoes for about half a decade now. This is one of my first pair. This one has walked hundreds of kilometers in Australia, these ones, so I don't know where the other one is. This one has done reforestation in Africa. It has done, these ones haven't been through Europe. I've got another pair that recently went back to Africa, went through the UK, France, the Netherlands, and was picking up litter in Turkey. Oh, picking up litter. So I get around on this bike here that I call a boda, due to a word I learned in Africa, and I pick up litter like this. In Australia, what I do is I pick up bottles and cans and stuff like this that have deposits, and I put them in, get the money for that, and I use that money to promote videos about wellness. So let's get back to our run sheet, because wellness is a core part of this. So I've talked about the shoes. Oh, I should say, right, I mentioned bPrimal. In all fairness, I should mention the brand of the shoes, because I am particularly impressed by this particular brand, LEMS, L-E-M-S. Once again, I'm not receiving any money or any recompense from them. These are just awesome shoes. What's next? Okay, it says here, show my LEMS shoes. Oh, cast analogy. Now, this came out in the research. When I put it through AI, it created this analogy about your arm being in a cast and normal everyday shoes being like a cast. So if you've ever had a limb in a cast, what you'll notice is that your muscles will atrophy while you have it in a cast. When the cast is taken off, the muscles will be small and weak because they've atrophied away. Atrophy is an important word. And also what you'll find is that the skin and the area is hypersensitive. You touch it and it's super, super sensitive. That's the same as when you wear tight, normal shoes. What they do is they're like a cast around your foot, but you're wearing it more often and for way longer periods of time, perhaps your whole life, on your feet. So the muscles around your feet, they atrophy. And also your feet become hypersensitive. I should mention I'm not wearing barefoot shoes at the moment. I'm wearing motorbike boots, because it'd be super dumb to wear barefoot shoes on a motorbike like this. Come off, you lose half the skin on most of the skin on your feet. Where was I? Okay, so I've talked about the cast analogy. I talked about my experiences over about half a decade. Oh, and the thing that came out of the research, and I probably should mention this, is that what is the main problem with transitioning, with going to barefoot shoes like I did, is that many people, because their feet are so in such an atrophied, weakened, sensitive state due to years, decades being in these tightly bound shoes like a cast, what happens is that if you transition too quickly, you can end up with breaks, fractures in the bones of your feet, and inflammation, perhaps even tears in things like your Achilles tendon. So it's important, like anything else, to transition slowly. Let's link it to one of the videos, one of the themes that we're doing in Plog, and that's the safe, hard things. So what I teach the kids is going up on the toes. That's a safe, hard thing. That transitions to that is practice for balance. Now, from there, staying up on the toes and going down. I've done lots of videos of this. There's a whole playlist on the Plog channel about safe, hard things. Now, squatting down like this, most adults my age, like I'm close to 60, most adults my age would struggle with this, and to stay down like this and balance for a long period of time. If you tried to do that straight away, you're probably going to end up with inflammation and injury. You may even fall down and hurt yourself. So it's the same with barefoot shoes. Take your time, transition over slowly, give them a go. Perhaps buy them, wear them on the weekend, do a little bit of walking around in places like this where you have varied environments. And that's another thing that came out of the research, is that there is some doubt about whether our feet are adapted to walk on hard, flat environments like this. Now, I've got to say from my own experience, and this is a N of 1, so it's just my experience, that I walk around on stuff like this all day, and I do a lot of walking every day as a HPE teacher, and my feet do not hurt. So I'm walking around on concrete, I'm running on concrete, I jog upstairs because I've got a rule that the stairs must be jogged, and I do not get pain in my feet. So I have been doing it, like I said, for over half a decade, and I've walked very, very long distances. I've walked those shoes there. In one particular hit, I walked 160 kilometers in those along an old rail trail. and that's all just broken up rocks. You can imagine what a rail trail is like. You've got all the rocks and everything from where the railway used to be. And my feet survived that, although I do have to say that my feet were bigger at the end of that trip, and I had to go up half a shoe size, would you believe? Now, where are we at? I think we're kind of getting towards the end of this live stream. I'm not going to make these too long. On the other side of this page, I've got the title Journal Entry. At the end of the live streams, I plan to do a bit of a journal of what I'm doing and where, but possibly more important for you, if you're considering continuing watching the channel, is that understanding my perspective and where I'm coming from, because I am not the average bear. I have a thing. Let's go back in time, way back in time. Let's go back 40, 50,000 years to, what was it, upper Paleolithic era. One of my ancestors was born with a gene variant. It's called the DRD4-7R gene variant. And that gene variant caused that ancestor to be highly behaviorally flexible. In other words, they were less likely to follow traditions if traditions weren't, no, let's not even say it that way. They were more curious about trying new things. In Plog Vlog and with me, you're going to see that I'm highly, highly curious. That's why the Foster's Random Questions. And I don't tend to do things because they've always been done that way. I will question things. If something doesn't appear to be working, I'll look at the science and I'll change it. Just like the barefoot shoes thing. Normal shoes didn't seem to be working for me. I was getting knee pain. I changed it to barefoot shoes and it worked. Because I wasn't going to stick with normal shoes just because what they looked like or what people might have thought about me wearing these very, very light shoes, basically moccasins. So 40,000 years ago, I had an ancestor born with this DRD4-7R gene allele variant. And that also means that I'm highly novelty seeking. I like to seek out new things, and that's really connected to adventure seeking. So my traits are that I will seek out adventure, I'll seek out new things, I will seek out travel wherever possible. I'll even use this channel sometimes as an excuse to travel to different and remote places. That's what you'll see on this channel. If you look back through our videos, you'll see me traveling many, many places around the world. Even this particular video about barefoot shoes, I was up in the, I won't call it the wilds, I was with a cow, but I was up in natural environments in New Zealand. So I might sign off there. I did have another note here. Okay, so this is what you'll see from me. This is human, this is me. I will make mistakes. I will challenge traditions. I will question the way a lot of society does things. That might not be for you. You might find that confronting. You might find that stimulates cognitive dissonance. But for those of you who are comfortable with that, those of you who want to follow along, I can pretty much promise you that I will end up in some places challenging some interesting ideas and posing lots and lots of cool questions. Morning! Because there's people coming down here, I'm going to sign off from this live stream to let them walk past safely because there are children and I will not record children.